So today's video is the Cabochon haul that I received from Shadow Gems and Jewelry. Proprietors there are Shannon and Quentin. Shannon sells under Shadow Gems and Cabochons, and her husband Quentin sells under Q's Cab Nation. It's also where Loretta and Josh, who I've purchased from, also sell, and there are a couple other sellers that also sell in that Facebook group. So take a look if you are interested in purchasing cabochons yourself. They do have some beautiful pieces, and I've been purchasing from them for years and very happy. So here is Shannon's card. Find this on Facebook. Let's put that in there. Yeah, so I will leave that card there. And let's take a look at what I got. So first up, these are from Quentin's sales, and I have a piece of mariposite. Okay, really pretty. Oh, the sun's coming out, so we're going to get some shadows and sun. Agatized palm root. Let me find those. Here we go. These are gorgeous. I love these pieces. Look at this one, marquee shaped. It's even a little tiny little jersey pocket in there. Hopefully that's coming up. I can really see that in the sun. Bumblebee jasper. These are still in their little baggies. So look at this piece of bumblebee. I thought this was really pretty too. It's really kind of an unusual color and almost looks like a landscape in there. Very pretty. And then we have fluorite and matrix, which also is a really kind of an unusual piece of fluorite in that matrix. See those purple veins in there? Okay. And we have two pieces of Euperlite. And for those that don't know, Euperlite is found up in the UP of Michigan, hence the name Euper, because that's what they call people from the UP of Michigan. And by the way, those of us born under the bridge, as they say, are called trolls, because we were born under the bridge to the UP. Fun fact. Okay, so there's a piece of Euperlite. Here's another piece of Euperlite. And the thing that makes Euperlite unique is when you shine a UV flashlight on it, these pieces glow orange. So they're really cool, and it's not going to glow now because it's daylight here and the sun is shining in my window right now. But they're very cool, and I'll try and maybe put a video up of what they look like in the UV light. Okay, this is a piece of Australian lepidolite. It's a round piece. I do love round pieces, and that one is really pretty purple. And some white matrix in there. And then we got a carnelian heart, which is a nice big one. Look at that. And it does have a bit of a cut in there. So it's a really pretty piece too. It's a kind of a thick heart. Polished on the back, polished on the front. Very pretty. Okay, and this is a piece of Indonesian palm wood. Again, look at that. Look at the color in there. It's kind of like an agatized wood. I really love that. Those pieces are gorgeous. Then we have a little piece of charlotte. So this is just a little guy. Let's see if we can get him up close. You can see that little purple action in there. A little bit of black in the bottom, some quartz on the side. It's a really pretty tiny little piece. And then we have a couple of pairs of sodalite, which is one of my favorite stones. I think sodalite is just so gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, I do love lapis as well, but this just makes such a pretty casual stone, I think. Looks nice with jeans, it looks nice dressed up. Get the dog hair off of it. And there's my second piece of sodalite. Again, has a little bit of orange in there and a little bit of blue, kind of like the Chicago Bears. Just throwing that out there. And then we have a piece of what I think is thulite. I'm not positive on that. It might be rhodonite. Little gemmy piece. Pink. And then we have 3 pieces of spiny oyster. This is a spiny oyster is a composite with turquoise. But these pieces I purchased because of their gorgeous pink color. I was actually looking to make a pendant for myself with my little logo color, which is kind of the magenta pink. These are a little bit light, but I really liked the combo of the orange and the pink. Look at this marquee. Gorgeous. Alrighty, so those are my cabs from Quentin. And let's clear these, and then we'll take a look at what I got from Shannon. And the lovely thing about buying from both of them is that they ship together, so it saves on your shipping cost. And you just get all sorts of beautiful, beautiful cabs. So let me start out here, get the bags. From Shannon, we have a piece of volcano agate. Check this out. It has a nice little lined agate area in there. It's just really, really pretty. It's a little see-through too. I don't know if that's coming through on the sun or not, but really pretty. And we have a piece of something that everyone raves about, and I'm still not entirely sold, but I've picked up a few pieces now. Just because this is a piece of moldavite, which is supposedly from space. It's kind of a slag glass sort of piece from when a meteorite fell to Earth and then burned up into the sand or wherever it landed. And that is a piece of moldavite that is supposedly very prized. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I do have a couple of tiny other pieces and just picked up that one. Let's see here. I also bought 2. So a lot of the stuff I got from Shannon was actually really tiny, so hopefully these are going to show up. But 2 tiny little rubies. Those are gorgeous little pieces. I'll put those down here. Try not to knock them over. So 2 little rubies. And then we have 3 little opals. Oh, there goes one. Let's see if I can get them on my finger. They're so tiny. But gorgeous. There they are. Tiny little opals. See those colors in there? Gorgeous. These down with the rubies. And then a little bit bigger, we have also some willow opals, but in oval size. There they are. Again, the colors are just gorgeous in there. Hopefully you can see those. Okay. Next we have 2 pieces of aquamarine. So appropriate for March. It is March 1st. So 2 lovely cabs of aquamarine. These are nice big tall ones. Of course, aquamarine is the birthstone for March. Lemon Boulder Prehnite. That's this guy. It's another kind of interesting cab. Some matrix on the bottom. It's really interesting looking. Looks a lot like that one, actually. Okay, we have a piece of Melite, which I always love. Goes really well with Petersite. Looks kind of like Tiger Eye, but it's a little different. It does have that pretty shine. And then we have 2 pieces of tourmaline in quartz. This is black tourmaline. When I was at the show, I was picking up pieces of gold rutile, which is very similar, but has the gold pieces on the inside of the quartz. This is black tourmaline. Here's another small one. This one's a little more opaque, but those are really pretty. Then we have, let's see here, we have a labradorite. Let's look at that next. And labradorite, you know, when I take my photos of these, they never really show as nicely as they look, because you really have to hold them at a certain angle to be able to see that chatoyance. Oh, there you go. I think you could see that. See that color in there? It's gorgeous. Really nice. But when you set it down, you probably are not seeing that color right now. But it's there. And then last from, nope, not last from Shannon. Let's see here. This in the bag. Here we go. Not last, but these are some Hessonite garnet facets. Everyone thinks garnets are red, but they're not always. And these are some really pretty, hopefully you can see that color, Hessonite garnets, which are kind of an orangey color. And these are faceted, so they're a little bumpy on the back. So those are going to go into probably silversmithing. We'll use those. Okay. And then finally, I got a lot of Tibetan turquoise. So, and this one in particular is like a huge chunk. It's like a big chunk of turquoise. So I might actually try and cut this down and reshape it myself. We'll see. But that's a whopper. Let's get that piece. These are all kind of a little oddly shaped. So this might be where I start doing some shaping. A very lovely piece. Very nice. By the way, in case our colors have changed, I am recording this a little bit later because we ran out of room. So, had to delete some things and move some stuff around, which is the story of my life. But we're back, and here are the final pieces of turquoise. It's another kind of, whoopsies, another kind of chunky piece. So yeah, these are a little more raw, a little more, could probably use a little work, but that's okay because I have a flat lap, I have a saw, so that's going to be one of our summer projects since we're doing fewer shows this year than we did previously. Yeah. So let me get these all laid out and we'll show you a close-up video of all of these beautiful cabs that I got from Shannon and Quentin at Shadow Gems and Cabochons.